Hello and welcome to my channel, and today I've set myself a new challenge. I want to do something really drastic. So I've got some paints ready to go. I've got this painting behind me which I did a long time ago. It's been sitting around in my studio for ages, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do something completely different on the top of it. I'm Fahey and I'm a visual artist and a teacher, and I help students develop their creativity, their skills and their confidence in abstract paintings. So if you enjoy this video, do subscribe and press the notification bell so you get more lessons. I bring out a video at least once a week on a Monday, and sometimes, like this one, I do extra things in the week when I feel I've got something great to share with you. So let's get started. So I'm starting with just black and a mid-size brush. I've only mixed a few different colours to start with. I've got some black and white. I've also mixed a nice kind of reddy brown, kind of like that colour, and also a teal. And those are the colours that I want to begin with. To start with, I've kind of got this feeling of doing some kind of brown and teal and cream together, but whether that works or not, I'm not very sure. And you know, the interesting thing about doing something like this, and with all abstract art really, it's about breaking free from boundaries and letting your imagination roam. You know, it's a very liberating experience, so you know, don't be afraid to experiment. You know, I don't know where this is going to go ultimately, but it's really very much about the journey and, you know, enjoying the process and seeing what you do, you know, because you don't know. I'm now using a silicone brush, and I love using this because it can got lots of different effects with it. As you will see, I use it a lot as I go through the painting, and lovely effects. So that's an interesting start. It's already completely transformed, and I think this is the interesting thing about when you dare to do something that you wouldn't normally do. And you know, it takes a little bit of courage, but you know, the satisfaction that you get from doing something like this is absolutely mind-blowing. You know, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, but when I start to have a look at some of the shapes in there, and because of the colour underneath, there's something that's going to really develop from this painting. So I'm going to let it dry and come back when I can do some more to it. So it's drying, it's nearly there. But while we're waiting, the thing that I want to talk to you about really is how you would approach something like this. And it's very intuitive, and you want to kind of really get into the zone of the painting without any judgment. This is all going to build up into something. We don't know what yet. And until we actually kind of step out of our own way and step out of the box, we're not going to discover that. So you've got to be prepared to let it go through all these interesting stages to see what's going to happen. It might turn out, you know, to begin with, a big mess. But that's okay, because you can develop the mess into, and every time you kind of come back to the painting, you'll see something different. So me coming back to it, there are various areas at the moment that I like, and I want to not go over those with what I want to do next. So I've got some masking tape, and I'm just going to mask a few areas at the moment, because I'll take it off and it will all change. But just at the moment, I want to see what might happen if I mask these bits off. I like the texture here. Let's put it here and here. And kind of like this here. See, I would never have thought when I first started that I'd be putting masking tape on here. So it's great that, you know, if you allow yourself to go with the flow and listen to, you know, what something inside of you is telling you to do, then you never know what's going to happen. And I'm actually using lots of different tools with this painting. I've got some of them ready. These are my favourites that I like, with some scrapers, and I've got some sponges, I've got a trowel, and you'll see as I go, you know, I start to use some of them. I don't use all of them, but you know, if you get yourself prepared before you start, you know, as I said, I'd already decided on a colour palette that I was, you know, leaning towards. So, you know, have a feel before you begin. You know, what are the colours that you're feeling, and start with that. It doesn't necessarily have to end with that, but I think if it's a starting point, you know, you allow yourself to move forward. So you can see now I'm putting the teal on. I love this colour, and I thought it would look really nice with creams and browns, but you know, we'll see. I'm not kind of thinking too much about that at the moment. I just want to use the colour, and you know, I think I used probably quite a lot of it. Some of it will get covered over, and we'll see what happens. And you know, you'll slowly build up the layers, you know, layer after layer, really, that allows you to allows the painting to evolve organically, really. And that's the beauty of abstract art. It lies in the unpredictability of what's going to happen. And you know, you start noticing how each colour interacts with others, and how the textures blend or clash. And this is where the courage comes into play, because you need to be bold in your choices. You know, don't hold back. Go with what comes into your mind spontaneously, particularly at the beginning. You know, you can look at all the composition and the focal points and the contrasts a little bit later on, but to begin with, you just kind of really want to let go and enjoy the process as I'm actually doing with this. It's been on my mind to do this painting for quite a while, and it's been sitting in my studio, and I'm thinking I'm going to do something with it, and this morning I just thought, okay, today's the day. And so here I am doing it, and having the courage not only to do it but to film it at the same time. So, you know, I never know what's going to happen. We will see. And you know, here again I'm using all these different brushes. The silicone brush is the one that I really love. The trowel here, that kind of tends to smooth some of the paint out, and you know, gives it a nice texture. And I'm looking at textures as I go, because I don't want it all smooth and I don't want it all rough. I want like a nice combination of you know, of all kinds of textures. Now I've added a little bit of yellow ochre here. I decided I wanted a bit of yellow because there's some yellow and oranges and pinks actually in the background from the original painting, and that's still coming through in some of the areas. So I kind of feel it's going to go a little bit more colourful than I had thought about to begin with, but I don't know, you know, I might come in and paint all that out when I carry on with it, but you know, I will see. Let's see what's going to happen. So, you know, to get to having the courage to go on your intuition and to follow your feeling no matter what. And if you're not got an idea in mind, that's a really good thing for this kind of piece. You know, that doesn't work in all pieces, obviously, but when you're wanting to kind of discover something for yourself of your own creativity, and to get a reflection back of, you know, how you're feeling, this is a brilliant way of doing it. And actually, you know, after I'd actually finished doing this first layer, it looked pretty chaotic to me, but I kind of quite like that chaos. And it's been pretty chaotic here. We've had incredible winds, and the whole of the garden is upside down, from branches everywhere and all the pots broken and plants flying all over the place, and it's pretty chaotic. And I think that's kind of coming through in the painting in a way that I feel a little bit kind of wind blown with it all. So maybe tomorrow, if it's calmer and I do some more to the painting, it'll all calm down a little bit. But this is great because it kind of releases you from you know, tensions and stuff that's going on inside us most of the time, and we get it out there and express it, and it's a great sense of, you know, relief and interest. I just kind of find it interesting that I can see another part of me on a painting and wonder, you know, sometimes where on earth has that come from? And obviously something's wanting to be said, and there it is in front of me, however it might be. So doing this kind of abstract is, you know, quite insightful in very many ways. So I'm continuing, and obviously it's taking, you know, it's taking on board some different shapes. And I'm looking again at the, you know, the colour and the colour values, beginning to think about that a little bit. You know, what is a very kind of busy area and what is a quiet area, and that will start coming into play more and more as I continue, because, you know, that gives the differences in a painting. You know, you don't want it all just one texture and flat. You know, you want it to have lots of interesting areas that, you know, draw the eye in. And here again, I'm just taking off some of the paint and then going to another area, so that some of that paint transfers. And then again, you get some very nice textures when you do that. And this is just kitchen roll. I mean, you could do it with paper. And you can get, you know, a similar effect. So all the things I'm talking about as I'm rambling on here, you know, I'm teaching a lot of these different things in my courses. I have many different online courses. I have a free abstract mini course, which is 4 lessons, and then I have like a foundation course, the Abstract Made Simple, which takes you through step by step everything you need to know about, you know, really getting started and gaining your confidence in abstract painting. And I also have the Artist Connection group, where I put in a masterclass every month. So if you'd like to check those out, they're all on my website, if that's of interest to you. Right, now I'm turning it round, and I think this is again another really good idea, because it changes your perspective, it changes how you feel, and you obviously can start seeing some different things within the painting, and, you know, it takes you again in another direction. So I'm always a great advocate of turning it round and seeing the difference. And then having a look again maybe at the composition, what's different in the composition when you turn it around, how are the colours balancing up, and really that's, you know, it gives you something else to think about and meditate on when you're looking at it. And to me it looked very different when I turned it around. I kind of thought, there's something else that's really interesting going on in here, and I feel it's kind of developing in a very unusual way for me, you know, because I don't often allow myself to do this kind of work, because, you know, with teaching I'm usually teaching more on specific skills, but, you know, for me to let loose and enjoy myself doing this, it's great because I haven't done it for some time. So I hope I'm not boring you with it and that you're enjoying it, and you know, it will give you the inspiration to go and do something yourself to free yourself up from what you might normally do, and enjoy it. You know, I mean, this is why we paint. You know, we're not painting to be serious. We're painting to discover and to, you know, get some really great feedback for ourselves. And then when somebody likes it and it resonates with them, it's a great feel-good factor. But you know, that doesn't really matter to me. You know, I'm doing it for me because it makes me feel good. You know, it's an added bonus if it makes somebody else feel good too, and then they want it on their wall. That's brilliant, but you know, that doesn't happen every day. And I just want to do what I can for myself, and I feel that that's important to think about for yourself. You know, really kind of take a deep dive into yourself, and I think, you know, then the painting becomes authentic. It has an energy. It speaks to something that you might be feeling and that other people might be feeling at the same time. So I kind of feel I'm getting to the end of the first stage of this. I'm just kind of putting some extra little bits in it, and then I'm going to leave it and come back with it. But I've had a lovely couple of hours doing this so far. So I've made a lot of progress, but I'm going to leave it for now and let it all dry and come back to it tomorrow, see how I feel, turn it around again, and, you know, let it continuously develop. I think it's getting there, but I want to just see how I feel when I look at it with fresh eyes tomorrow. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and if you have any comments or you have any questions, do leave them in the comments below. And if you would like to see more and you want to see part 2 of this, then press the notification button and subscribe to the channel. And if you liked it, then give me the thumbs up. So I look forward to seeing you very soon, and take care. Bye for now.